Hi everyone, it's Jerry Ann with scrapandstampcreations.blogspot.com, and tonight we are going to work on part 2 of our patriotic freedom themed book. Last week I talked about making a banner actually, and I have struggled with the background pieces for the banner, so I decided this week I wasn't going to do a banner. I decided I was going to do a mini album instead, and it'll be just as cute and fun, and we'll go from there. All right, what you're going to need this evening to get started is you are going to need 6 black Celebrate It bags or similar from Michaels. These are the 4 5/8 by 2 7/8 by 8 5/8 gift bags, paper sacks that you can find at Michaels. I know that Hobby Lobby sells a similar size as well, so you can kind of find that there. You're going to need you're going to need like 8 sheets of same color cardstock. I have black cardstock to match my black paper bags, but if you're using craft paper bags, you just use craft cardstock and that. So this will work really, really well. You know, I did a lot of those offline, to be very honest with you. I did this girl for Martha, but other than that, I really just kind of played a little bit and really worked on them. So anyway, I have 8 sheets of coordinating cardstock. I have my dolls that are all ready to be. I have my 6 paper bags. And then I have the paper collection that I am using. This is leftover from the dolls as well as the extra pieces. And the majority of this paper is from We Are Memory Keepers, the Yankee Doodle collection. Yankee Doodles collection from a couple of years ago. So some nice little papers and things that we'll definitely be able to use. There's a stripe, there's the flag. So there's this one, again another stripe, and this one, and then of course they're all 2-sided. So we'll get a chance to use those, cut them down. There is also a page of tags and things which will be perfect for this album as well, and size-wise they'll work out really great. So I'm kind of excited that I decided to move to something a little different because it really is a whole lot easier. We'll do one of the little ones. We'll do one of the little ones coming up. So that's good. Yep, I did their paper piece together. All right, so first we are going to decide how big our paper bags are going to be. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we're going to cut our paper bags at 8. Yeah, I did use stickles as well. So our paper bags are going to be 8 inches long. So with the fold over on the edge, on the 8, we are going to cut these off at 8 inches. We might need a little extra paper here. You're going to need a couple pieces of chipboard too. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut all of these at 8 inches. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to cut our flap sides, which are going to be 7 3/4 by by 4.5. All right, did you get that? So each of our pages, they're 8.5 wide. I'm using 8.5 by 11 paper. So I'm going to cut it 4.5 and 4.5. And I'm going to cut these down to 7 3/4. And we need 6 of these. Okay. Hold on, let me allow links here. There you go. All right. So 4.5 and 7 3/4. And that is 4 of these. I've got a piece. I'm showing. So there's 4. 7 3/4. 4.5. 5 and 6. All right, so we're done cutting for a moment. All right. Now you're going to need your Martha scoreboard. I'm going to put those up there. And we are going to score these at 4 inches. Yay! 4 inches. So the recap for Lucinda is you need 6 black paper bags and 6 pieces of coordinating cardstock that are 7 3/4 by 4.5. And then you are taking those and scoring them at 4 inches on the 4.5 side. Got it, Lucinda? You're caught up. All right. So I'm going to take and round the edges. On 2 of the sides, the non-scored side. Okay. And now I'm going to take my scissors, wherever they ended up, in fussy cutting land. Here they are. All right, awesome. Good job, Christine. We are going to give these a pretty good corner whacking. All right, and we are going to give these a good fold. So I'm going to take, before I do that though, I'm going to take and place score tape along the edge on both sides, because this way it'll keep the bag closed once we put our flap in. So, thanks, Kathy. Hi, Martha. Wednesday. Very excited. Harrison and I are excited for Wednesday. Oh. I decided that I was not going to do the banner because I cannot get the backgrounds to look nice on my banner. I am putting tape on the flap, and so so that is what I am doing now on the little scored fin. And this is for a bigger book. These are for the Prima doll size book, but we will do a little one next week using the Fabulous collection from Simple Stories. So that's the book we're going to use next week. We're going to do one of the little tiny ones. So, and then once I get a class under my belt with the gelatos and stuff, then we'll try the background thing again. All right, so I'm going to give that a score. I scored that with the Martha board. So now I'm just folding those up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our paper bags and we're going to adhere our little flaps on those. So we're going to take off the adhesive, the strips. And what we're going to do is we are going to put in the center of the bag. You're not actually going to open the bag. You're going to leave it shut, but we're going to use this here. And you're going to slip it in between, and you are going to leave a little bit of room. You don't want to put it right on the fold. And you want to press down. So it's going to go in pretty well, and it's going to fold over. Okay, so it's hard to see, but you can see that it closes nicely without without kind of popping up or scrunching the paper on the inside. So put the piece right in, where the fold, you can still see the fold. All right, we'll do that again. So there's one. So we're going to take the adhesive off of the flap. Take the adhesive strips off. You're going to open the side of the bag and slip this in centered, but not right on the fold. This one might be a little crooked, but we'll figure that out. Okay, so we just want it so that it lays pretty flat, and you're going to do that with all 6 of these. Give it a good crease. And again, you're not putting it right on the fold, you're putting it right next to it. You're giving just a little itty bit of room at the fold. Yep. And that just makes it so that that folds together. Usually I would use the tape on one side and glue on the other. But this works pretty easy tonight because it's big enough. So, yeah, it flaps to the top of the bag on the right. It's going on the right side. Ah. Just a little bit. All right. So let's go ahead and cover our paper. I have 6 pages of our book, so it'll open nice little pieces and everything. So I'm excited about that. So I'm going to grab my paper. Actually, you know what? Let's make our cover first. That way I can get my cover settled. I'm going to use a piece of black chipboard. And that, now this isn't as heavy as the other. This is the black out of the Joann's pack. And so we are going to want, got modeling paste on my thing. That's not good. Okay. One, two, three, four, 5. So we're going to have a book, our cover is going to be 5 inches. And our book top, let's see, 5 inches. About 5 1/4 inches for our book top. Nope, just 5 is fine. And then 8 1/4. So we're going to cut it 8 1/4 first. As soon as I find my ruler. Here it is. I'm going to line up my paper here on the grid. And I'm going to cut at 8 1/4. 1, 2, 3. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 1/4 here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 1/4. Okay. Our front cover is 5 inches. Our back cover is 5 inches, and our spine is 1 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just made that messy. Okay. One, two, three, four, 5. And then spine is 1 3/4. All right. Okay. So here is our book cover. Okay. So I like this paper for the cover. I want this little piece here for the front. So what I am going to do is cut that off. I am going to flip this over. I know normally I just cut the paper and kind of go with it. But I'm going to line my Tim Holtz ruler up at the bottom, and I am going to adhere my cover to the paper using a combination of score tape and glue. Buddy, go. Which measurements, Christine? The measurements that I was putting on the bottom? Or the measurements for the cover? So this is, you're going to need 2 pieces at 8 1/4 tall by 5 inches wide. Yes. No. Yeah, this was a 12 by 12 piece of cards or chipboard. It's the real flimsy kind. So you're gonna first cut will be at 8 1/4. Then you're gonna cut the 8 1/4 down to 2 pieces that are 5 by 8 1/4. And then the spine is going to be 1 3/4 by 8 1/4. Yep, there you go. I thought you guys all gave up working alongside me a long time ago. Now why go black? I know you do. I was thinking Lucinda was trying to follow along. Work as we go together. All right. So we're going to take our piece of paper. And what we're going to do is you're going to lay your Tim Holtz ruler at 11 inches, bring it down to 3/4 and have it line up against the bottom. And then you have a marker here. I'm going to use some glue from my stash. Not that I don't have the other glue, but really, I have so much adhesive that I've tried different things. And now I'm just like, really? I'm just wanting it to be used. Spent so much money on things not to use them. So this is Tombow Mono Aqua Liquid Glue. I'm just adding it inside. It flows pretty nice. I'm just using, you guys are so silly. You guys make it sound like I'm like a race car driver when it comes to crafting stuff. And in all actuality, I'm not. I worked right alongside Laura the other day, a couple weeks ago, making a book that she did. And I finished embellishing it before she did, but she was doing other things. And you're going to place this with your ruler 3/4 from the bottom. Oh, and 3/4. Give me that back. Doesn't matter. And 3/4 from the side. I only went half of there, so I quickly grabbed it. Lining up 1, 2, 3. There we go. And we're going to lay that down. You guys stay up there. We're going to cut it close on the one side, but you know, we don't need it to be perfect there because we're going to line it with another piece. So, I'm going to go ahead and pull. Oh, good. And again, from the opposite side, we're putting this on 1. We're moving our ruler to the bottom here with the 3/4. We're going to move this in 3/4 of an inch and set it down. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to cut at the edge here on the sides because that's going to be covered up already. And what we're going to do now is take our ruler and put the 3/4 inch mark on our top pieces and run your craft knife across the top. Okay? Yep. There's 1. Ouch. All right. Uh, all right. Ah, I don't know why my camera is dark. Ah, huh. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find out why my webcam keeps kind of going to sleep. Hmm. I don't know why it just kind of is flashing in and out. I don't know. I'm not going to stress too much about it. Oops. All right. I want to use the stripes for my back binding. Or, you know what? I like that paper though. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this for the back. Because there wasn't 3/4 on the one side and it was going to be a binding anyway. So I just decided wasn't going to fool with it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this at 11 inches. I'm going to place this at 1 inch in. And I'm going to give this 3/4 of an inch on the top, but 1 inch off of each side. And I'm going to cut off at 3/4 of an inch at the bottom. And I'm going to cut off at 1 inch on the side over here, just lining it up with my ruler. My ruler slipped and I've got a little bit of an edgy thing there. Okay, I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to run it along the edges here. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and line up our papers using our ruler here. I'm going to add that. We're going to give about 3/8 of an inch gap between our pieces. Not 3/8, 3/16. We go and put those down. So a little bigger than an 1/8. And then we're going to take our 1/8 inch score tape and lay it in there. I'm going to go ahead and do that in this one here. And then we're going to go ahead and put this one on the side as well. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here a little. And here is our binding. Oh, crap. I put my piece upside down. Well, I guess that'll be up in the top corner now, ladies. Or we'll make that the back of the book. Well, no, we can't do that. Ah! All right, well, I can fix anything. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut my corners here. Yeah. Not what I had planned, but it'll work. It's going to get covered up a lot. So not too much of a big deal yet. All right. So I'm running score tape along my edges here. I'm making a book cover. Buddy, go. Buddy, go. Go. Go on. Then stop. Go on. and stop. All right. Ah. All right. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to take my, I know this seems like a lot of overkill, but I'm going to go ahead and put the little 1/8 inch tape along the edges so that they won't lift. And they'll come in further than the tape on the side. So it'll lay pretty flat. Buddy, get out. Buddy, go. Buddy. Oh, buddy, go, dude. I have the slurpiest dog ever. Alright, so I'm taking tape off of the pieces here. I'm also curling up those ends. So that my tape will go in. I'm pressing down and I'm going to run my... And then one of the little tricks to get good corners is to take your bone folder and crease right at the edge there. And if your paper doesn't match up perfectly, it won't matter that much, it'll do. And it'll be okay. So now I'm just pulling these extra pieces off. I am taking off the little corner pieces across the way, but I'm leaving these ones in the middle right at the moment. Pushing up, laying down flat, then I'm going to run my bone folder over those and really get a nice crease. I'm going to pull this up while I can still see it. Just curl it up a little bit here. Buddy, I really will kick you outside. All right. Give it a good done. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pull these little pieces out. We're going to gently bend and bend. And then you want to take and really kind of gently press the paper into the corners here where your fold happens. So here's the front of your book. Okay. Now we need a piece for the inside. And that's not going to work. This one? Nope. Okay. All right. I'm going to cut this at 8 inches. And 11 and 7/8. Nope, this is the cover. Because there are words here on this side. And so the words are up and down. So this part, which I wanted to be in the corner, is now up in the other corner. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull these pieces up. Okay, and I'm going to run tape all around the edge. Oh, all right, Kathy, we'll check back at the recording. I'm sure it will be there, and you'll get to see, I'm pretty sure, the finished product. I really think that I'll get most of it put in there. You're crazy. Crazy Lucinda. With this chipboard being flimsy, not real heavy like the craft one, I have just added the glue on the inside because it will stiffen everything up. And then what you're going to do is take and center this guy in and give it a good press. This is the lining for our book. And give it a gentle fold. Then I'm going to run my bone folder down the center because there's tape in there, remember? All right, so here is our cover. Yep. Okay. So now I have all these little pieces. Let me get rid of them before they convolute everything. All right. All right. So let's get the pages put together and bound up so that we can get the book all together, and then we can just start decorating and all of that. So what we're going to do is, since these are 8 inches, we're going to do 7 3/4. This is the standard Stack the Deck binding, which starts at 1 3/4, 2 1/4, and 2 3/4, or 2 3/4. Okay, 1 3/4, 2 1/4, 2 3/4, all the same. So this would be 7 3/4 inches tall. Okay. And we're going to take our scoreboard and score at 3/4 of an inch on each side. And 2 1/4. You missed 2 1/4 there, Christine. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to run a piece of score tape down the center of the back of each of these. All right. I'm also going to whack off the ends of those, because the paper bag has a hole in, or not a hole, the bag fold has a V to it, and if you don't take them off, it won't go in all the way. So we're just going to whack those off. I'm going to go ahead and fold these up. Now before I put them all together, I'm going to put the score tape on each of those. On each of the sides, because it's easier than fighting the fins once they're all glued together. So these are where the paper bag are going to hold on to. Oh, my score stash is getting low, guys. I don't know if I can do this. I'm only down to this much. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3. I only have 4 more for a 1/4 inch. All right. Well, might have to order. They have the new 3/8 inch score tape too. Just not sure. Kind of like my 1/4. Oh my, this stuff stinks. All right, guys. So now what I'm going to do is take the pieces off of the inside, and we're going to go ahead and line up, leaving it about equal on each side and pressing down. So now we have 4 bins. Yeah, me too. Okay. All right. So that gives us our 6 pins for our paper bag binding. Now we've got our 6 pages here. We'll start from the back and open these up. I usually only take one side of these off at a time. Pop this side open. And the first one always dictates how you're going to try and line up the next ones. And honestly, I think that one went a little close. Okay, and then you'll go to the back page and open up, pull the score tape, and press. One and 3/4, 2 and 1/4, and 2 and 3/4 wide. And each of these are 7 and 3/4 long. I had a black screen. I don't know why it gives me grief like that. Okay. Ah, and this is why you only take tape off of one side. So you can quickly pull it up if you need to. Okay. So again, we're just slipping it in having it meet with everybody else, fully getting it about the same size, pushing down. Okay? Okay. Yeah, the sides. And I'm having it pretty well meet up with the top of the bag so that they all kind of lay together. Okay? Okay. Okay. Oh, my Ustream is being mean, but I have total bars of bandwidth. I have everything you could possibly imagine. I don't understand why it keeps, like, going to black screen. It keeps taking my camera to black. Like, it doesn't recognize it. Which is just crazy, considering... Oh my gosh. It's Ustream's fault, I'm sure. Alright. So here is our book with all 6 pages. So you guys can see. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, we'll take and put our binding in our book. Because everything gets an edge in my book. So, alright. So here is the inside. And so what I do is I take it and I kind of set it in there. And then I take and open each of the sides and run my bone folder up the middle. And lo and behold, my book. Got a little undoing coming at those edges. All right. And since she's our girl, we're going to put her on the front. Yeah, it is pretty simple. All right, so let's get some pages done. So the very first ones that I always do are the backs. So we need a piece of cardstock, 7 3/4 by 4 1/2. 7 3/4 by 4 1/2. And we're going to need 6 of those. Okay, so we're going to start with this glitter one. Seven 3/4 by 4 1/2. And that is the back. So that's going to go there. And then this piece here is going to be 3 3/4. This piece goes here. Nope. And then we have 2 1/2 by 4 1/2. So we're going to cut at 4 1/2 and at 2 1/2. Okay. So what we're going to do first is go ahead and add this little piece here. This piece is going down here, kind of centered with a border all the way around it. Okay. We're going to actually round 2 of the sides of this piece here. I have to go back and find my list, because I can't remember who's on my list. But I need to get it done. And then this is going to fit in here. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. All right. We're going to have to... Yeah. Did we do that at 7 3/4 already? That would be my luck. Yep. This should have been 7 1/2. And yes, I'm going to cut it on my poor cutter that's now going to be all sticky. Because, you know. Okay. And then this piece here goes on the back. Okay. So that gives us our flap, our pocket, and the back page. So out of the same piece of paper, seven and a half by 3 Okay. So half. Let's see what we got here. All right. That's going to work perfect. All right. And then this is 3 3/4 again. And now we're going to do the other side. Okay. And then the leftover piece after cutting this piece goes here centered. Take piece. I'm going to set this piece right here in the center. So that gives you one whole page done. So a flip, a piece. This is a pocket. So something goes in there. And then of course you have the pocket at the top, which we haven't put anything in yet. Okay. How you guys doing? Okay. So all right, well, I'm going to keep going with decorating my page then. You guys are pretty well set. Seven and 3/4. Okay, I have no idea why I keep going black. 7 and 3/4 by 4 1/2. by 3 3/4. And this goes down to 7 1/2. And then this piece is the same size. Okay, so that's going to be our internal side. Okay. Hi, Ashley. Oh, you're welcome. Good night, Christine. Keep working on those party favors. Okay. So what we're going to do is round the corners of this one here. Oh! Stream. Okay, I'm about frustrated with Ustream blacking me out. And I have good internet strength. I'm plugged directly into the internet. So I don't understand. So, oh, I did it again. I might actually have to stop the recording, guys, and actually restart it and see if maybe that'll help a little bit, because really, this is giving me just, killing me. Okay. I don't know. I have no idea, except for I just don't think it does. I don't know what the deal is with why it keeps doing that. All I know is it totally drives me crazy. And I try and catch it really quickly. But I may have to stop the recording and start it again. So, did we decide that was two and a half? All right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording and restart.